Look at this. Now you wouldn't do this to your floor tom, would you? Of course not, because it's ridiculous. So stop doing this to your bass drums. Man. There are a lot of innocent bass drums out there suffering at the hands of their owners out of sheer ignorance. Now, when I say the word ignorance, it's not meant as an insult. Ignorance just simply means lack of knowledge, right? They just don't know. It's like me, I'm a nervous flyer. Like, I don't like planes. It's out of pure ignorance. I just don't know how them things work. But after I educate myself and find out how planes work and why I shouldn't be afraid of them, if I choose to still be afraid of flying, at that point it's a choice. So what that means for you is that after you watch this video, if your bass drum still looks like Sunday's load of laundry, you stupid. Now with all bass drums, regardless of the size, so whether you're playing an 18 or whether you're playing a 26, the goal is maximum thumpification. All right, so the only thing that you need to remember is that the less stuff you got in this here thump chamber, the better it's gonna sound. So take out your blankets and your duvet covers and your dirty overalls and whatever else you got stuffed in here. Let me show you the 4 best ways to muffle your bass drum. So tip number 1, I'm gonna consider this one really just an option, but I think it's a good option. Start with the drum head. All right, the goal is to have as little stuff inside the shell as possible. So I recommend that you start with a good drum head that has built-in muffling. All right, if you're playing smaller bass drums, like a 20 or an 18 or even a 16, you might find that once you get a good thicker drum head on there that has some kind of built-in muffling, like this EMAD here, this ring actually comes out like that. But once you start with this, you put one of these on, you might find that once you get it on, you don't even need to put anything in there. So I mean, if you're especially playing like an 18 or a 16-inch bass drum, you should be playing that sucker bucket naked. So yeah, start with the drum head, see if you can find something that's got some sort of good built-in muffling system, so you can have like a foam ring, or they might have some internal dampening rings built right onto the head. Start with that, put that on the kick, tune it up, and see what it sounds like. If it still needs a little bit more muffling, here are some options. For those of you rocking 22s and 24s, option number 1, get yourself a nice thin pillow like this, maybe something down-filled or feather-filled or whatever. And all you're gonna do, stick it in there, boom, lay it flat just like that, and walk away. I mean, put the front head on, but what I'm saying is, with bass drums that size, 22 and 24, this is all you're gonna need. Now for me, even this here is a little bit too much, but you're not gonna need any more than this to muffle a 22 or a 24-inch shell. There's plenty of air still in there. You're gonna still get plenty of thump, plenty of definition. This is gonna result in a really nice, tight sounding kick. This is also gonna serve as a nice little cushion if you decide to stick a mic inside it as well. So if you got the porthole on the front, you wanna stick like a Beta, Beta 91, the flat stealth mic, I think is what it is. It's a good little surface to just stick that on there. But yeah, this little flat little pillow, good stuff. Second option for internal muffling, get yourself a large towel and do this. All right, roll it up, get some tape, tape it up like this. And what you're gonna do is stick it inside, just like that right there. Dave Weckl does this, Simon Phillips does this, there's probably a lot of other drummers that do it. For those that are choosing to use thinner heads, in other words, the lunatics, if you're choosing to use a thinner head, like a single coated ambassador or something like that. If you're insistent on doing that, this is gonna work great. So all you're gonna do is stick it in there so that it's touching the batter head like that. This is gonna serve great. Now, if you want to go an extra step and actually, you know, just tape it down to the shell so that it doesn't move when you're transporting it, you can do that too. But that's all it is, man. It's just a cheap towel. Just roll it up, boom, stick it right up against the batter head, and you're good to go. You can, if you want, try moving it and sticking it up against the resonant head. I generally don't like anything touching the resonant head because that's where your tone comes from. So I don't want anything sort of interrupting that. But this right here is a boss idea. And then the last option I'm going to show you today happens to be my favorite one, and that's this. This is the Evans EQ pad. I don't know if you've seen one of these before, but it looks like this. This is all that I have sitting in my Phoenix bass drum. It's all I got in there. It's completely empty other than this. So all you got to do, throw it in there. Now you have a couple of options as to how you want to configure this. You can have this so that it's resting up against the batter head, right? So every time you kick it, it moves a little bit. It's like a tiny little foam gate, if you want to think of it that way. That's cool. Or you can have it just sit flat so that the edge is touching it. That'll give you a little bit more freedom in the batter head. Or you can turn it around so that it's sitting up against the resonant head, which again, I mean, you can try it for yourself. I don't like that option because I don't want anything touching the resonant head. But yeah, that works as well. Or you can actually get two of these, put one this way and one this way, right? So now you got two of these flaps, one sitting up against the batter and the other sitting up against the resonant. And then you can sort of adjust it to whatever your liking is for the job. But these things are great. They also come with these Velcro strips. You can peel that off and sort of stick it at the bottom of the, stick it at the bottom of the shell so it doesn't move when you're moving you're moving the drum around. I don't use the strips because my Phoenix doesn't go anywhere, but it's a good idea. Like if you're always going to move it, you can use the strips, and then you can always just sort of rip it off, readjust it, do what you need to do. But these things are great. I've been using the EQ pad for a lot of years. That's why it's so dirty. I didn't feel like cleaning it. I got a lot of mileage on this thing. So yeah, it's been out for quite a while. I will leave a link in the description box, the SWEETWATER affiliate. So if you want to grab one of these and try it out, it's worth the dough. So this is all you need to know in terms of adding muffling to the inside of your bass drum. All right, I didn't get into tuning in this video because I have a full kick tuning workshop on my channel with thousands of satisfied customers. So I'll leave a link to that at the end of this video so you can go and check that out. But yeah, man, you got to think of your bass drum as just a tom that's sitting on the floor. Okay, treat it like that. You wouldn't stuff your toms with a whole bunch of laundry. You shouldn't do that with your bass drum. If you want these things to sound good, they need to breathe, man. You got to stop suffocating them. So try one of these out. I guarantee you, your bass drum is going to sound 15 times better. So thanks for watching this video. Share this video with whoever you think needs it. Drop a comment below if you got one, if you have any tips for tuning your bass drum. If it involves stuffing it with clothes and blankets, shut up. Respectfully, of course. We're still all friends here. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, man. Share it if you dig it. Make sure you visit the merch shop on the way out. Grab yourself a t-shirt, grab yourself a snapback. There's a whole bunch of other stuff in there. Link will be in the description box. Great way to support the channel if you're digging the content. Like, subscribe. See you next video.